Hey. Hey. Onegaishimasu. So, down. Side to side. Hey, ear to shoulder. Circles one way. Circles the other way. Hey, wow. And back. Hey. Sorry. Stop. Crossing. And the other side. Open and close. Right, lower your hips, engage your core muscles, and Aisabaki. Hand tight. Ryoho. Benji. Yoko. Hands down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Out. In. Out. Hey, karao. Nine. Hey. So, forward and down. And down your knees and back. And circles away. Circles the other way. Down, up, down, up, down, down. On your toes. Down, down. Breathing in, breathing out. You go. And you go. Just slowly open your hips. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, open your legs and over your hips. Pivot to one side. And pivot into the other side. Be on your toes, rest your head. And hips up. And spine up. And your hips. Side and the other side. Your legs and side to side. And over to one side. The other side. Toes up. Change. Arms front. Change. Mountain climber, one side. Good. Mountain climber, the other side. Keyword one more time. Mountain climber position. And raising up, inside arm, and elbow down. Raising up, elbow down. Raising up, elbow down. 3. Change to the other side. Climber position, inside arm, raising up, down, up, down, Open your legs and elbows down. Bring your legs in, hands down. Now gently walking forward, hips down. Gently walking back. And hands up. Opening to one side. Opening to the other side. Hands down. Looking forward. Hips down. Hips up. Back. One side. And the other side. Hands down. Looking forward. Hips down. And hips up. And one side. The other side. Time down. Forward. Hips down. And hips back. Hey, turning one side. And the other side. Side, medium level. The other side, medium level. One side, lower level. And the other side, lower. Hey, side to side. Funakogi. One into shin box position, just to open up a little bit more the hips. Funakogi, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now this time Funakogi, but we're going to finish with our legs one up, posting, and the other one extended. So one posting, the other one extended, and then 2 posting and extended. Okay, so different configurations of our legs for different purposes. So we start with shin box position, and now let's have one posted, one extended. Okay, so 1 post extend, 2 post extend, 3 post extend, 4 post extend, 5 post extend, 6 post, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so now let's change configuration to our standard configuration, which is 1 tuck, 1 post. Okay, so 1 tuck and 1 post, or standard form. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let's play with those 3 configurations for a little bit. So one configuration will be the shin box configuration. Second one will be the 1 pose, 1 extend configuration. Third one will be 1 pose, 1 tuck configuration. Okay, so our legs should be quite comfortable and willing and able and ready to perform any of these 3 configurations as the movement demands. So we start with shin box, then we use second one post and extend, third one tuck and post. Okay, so number 1 shin box, number 2 post and extend, number 3 stand. Okay, again shin box, post and extend, and stand. Shin box. Pose and extend. Stand. Shin box. Pose and extend. Stand. Shin box. Pose and extend. Stand. Okay, so those three basic ones, I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we'll just continue doing them, okay? Shin box, pose and extend, and standard. So there's a certain freedom, you know, within the way our legs should be. Okay, they should be in any configuration that serves the purpose of the movement, that serves the purpose of the technique, not a set pattern of configuration that we just do by default, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and coming up to your knees. Okay, so anyway, so it's very important that, I guess again, as an act of physical literacy, we are used to those configurations as much as possible, because especially those three configurations, the shin box configuration, the post and extend, and the standard, obviously the standard configuration is the basic way of getting up in our ukemi. The other two seem a little bit more foreign when we have to apply them, but they have definitely they have multiple applications in all our day-to-day practice. Posting and extending, for example, is as you know from our practice, is a classic position from a couple of things that especially Moreno Sensei does quite often. One of them is Yokogake, you know, the Sutemi Waza, where the person trips on the foot and moves forward, so it finishes in a post and extend configuration. And also any Ne Waza, like the Konhesa Gatame that we practice during Sensei's seminar. There is a video somewhere on the internet for you to see, but the Konhesa Gatame, where Sensei entered like a Nage, grabs hands, and then took uke down into the ground. The final position of control was post and extend configuration. So anyway, so this is very important to kind of be familiar with those. All right, Ushiro Ukemi all the way to your knees to extend your hip flexors, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Also, just before we go, because I remember, now, you know, another important element of the post and extend configuration of your legs is that most of our Yoko Ukemi, when I'm getting projected, let's say in Shikonage, you know, I come down here, and then if my partner lets go, I continue and I get up, right? So I am here, my partner is projecting Shikonage or Kodaeshi or anything that helps, because obviously visiting Nage is slightly different because it's not holding, so you have more chance of doing that. But typically, you know, there's a Shikonage or a Kodaeshi. If my partner lets go, then I continue my Ukemi Waza all the way to the other side. But if my partner is trying to control me on the spot, which again, you could say, with Irimi Nage is mostly a projection. Mostly the person doesn't hold the person. I mean, you end up sometimes very much on the spot, but you know, most of the time the Nage is not holding you, you just get projected fully. With Kote Gaeshi, it's kind of in the middle. Sometimes the person lets go for you to continue your role, or sometimes doesn't, sometimes pins you there. And with Shikonage, especially the way that we do it, as you know, is a full control thing on the ground. So in Shikonage, okay, it would be rare that the person lets you go for you to do a full Yoko Kemi. So the more correct way of receiving that, here, down, and then you end up with your Shikonage pin, you can see, your Shikonage pin on the ground, you know, and your position of your Kemi could be a post and extend position. Okay, so as opposed to kind of finishing with the legs, not really knowing what the legs doing. No, the standard motion is post and extend. Okay, so typically the Shikonage holds, you know, you hold here, you receive, you enter, post and extend. Okay, so you could almost say that a post and extend position is what happens in between when you're not able to do a full Yoko Kemi from one side, Yoko Kemi to the other side, and for whatever reason you have to be posed, you have to be held, posting on one side, posting on the other side. Again, so it's important to be very familiar with those ideas and with those motions in our lower body. Okay, so due to popular demand, not really, but we're going to do one more session of Funakogi, of one thing that I didn't cover in the last 3 sessions. We went from the basics of Funakogi to some variations that Sensei has given us, to last week, especially Katame Waza, or how the idea of rocking from side to side influences techniques such as Nikkyo, Sankyo, the Jonkyo. Let's try to work a little bit on techniques of projection today, you know, on the Nage Waza, and how Funakogi can inform that. So let's start from the beginning, you know, which is our basic Funakogi. Once again, we're going to do 3 things especially. We're going to be conscious and aware of the displacement of our body weight from one point to another point, from one point to another point, from one point to another point. Number 1, just be very conscious of your body weight traveling from one point to another point, okay? So, number 2, remember, let's focus just on this, engage your core muscles. Engage your core muscles, engage your core muscles. Why? Because that's going to maintain your spine aligned and protected, okay? And it's going to transfer the energy that you are generating from the lower body into the upper body more efficiently. So, engage your core muscles. Engage, okay? And number 3, and especially with Funakogi, just give it all. So give it all in every Funakogi action, okay? So, first hands front, ish, ye, ho, ye, ho, ye, ho, ye. Hey, left foot forward. Okay, so ish, sa, 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 sa. All right, so what we're going to do now is a variation that will, eventually evolve into one requirement or one feature of our Nage Waza techniques, okay? And that's going to be the displacement not only of the upper body, good, but of the entire anatomy. Going forward, each knee. So Funakogi with an Ayumi Ashi, where the entire body projects forward, and then the entire body moves backward. So with this action, I can't remember which technique we were doing during the week, or it was last Saturday, where Tammy mentioned it must have been some form of tension, but in the same way that when we step back in tension, we are moving our body back, our leg is moving backwards, but our intention and our energy is continuing forward, as opposed to everything moving backwards, which is a common mistake in tension. By the way, that mistake starts to happen if we don't perform Soto Tenkan properly. Sometimes, we do Soto Tenkan and we move everything back, and that's when the habit of the leg is moving back, the body moves back, the head moves back, starts to crawl in. So pay attention to your Soto Tenkan and make sure to Soto Tenkan, have your energy forward, although your leg turns back. Okay, Soto Tenkan, energy forward, and your turns back. So careful, because that's where it starts crawling and looks very inconspicuous. It looks like back, nothing happened. But if you check your foot adjusting too much backwards, there may be something to do with your energy going backwards, okay? And then when you do that tension, everything will also move backwards, okay? As opposed to the step going back and the energy moving forward. The step going back and the energy moving forward. So, in this case with Funakogi, energy forward, going forward, no brainer, like everything moves forward. Energy back, going forward, that's when it gets interesting, because although everything, your hips, your arms, your legs are moving back, your energy is still presenting forward, okay? Stepping forward, everything forward, no brainer, moving back, careful, because if we're not careful, our energy takes us with it, and then our energy also goes backwards, okay? So, keep your energy forward, regardless of the direction of your body, okay? But practice Ayumi Ashi, okay? So, and inside.
So, so basically, what that starts to teach us is that Funakogi is not only a static, well, not a static, but an action that is basically placed, where your feet are firmly planted on the ground, and then the rest is the motion of the body. Obviously, what starts to teach us is that that same sensation can occur with the feet leaving the ground, in order to be able to move, okay, to some extent, while maintaining the same sensation of body weight distribution, core muscle engagement. Let's just focus on those two at the moment. Okay, so the action is not only happening on the spot, it can happen, as we move. So one important feature of Sensei's Nage Waza techniques, it's Irimi Nage, Kotegaeshi, Shikunage, Kaitenage, etc., is the entire use of his body into a big step. The entire use of his body into a big step. Now, there is the question of, well, the higher I raise this leg, the more unstable I become for that split second, all right? So there is the risk of saying, well, if I'm raising my leg, in that moment I become unstable, very unstable, and then therefore my structure is not good. Yes and no, in a sense that, yes, obviously 1 foot position, almost in any situation, is going to be less stable naturally than a 2 foot position being very close to the ground. But at the same time, what happens is, it's the same trick as everything, right? When in the beginning, we are down, with our hands down. When we raise to meet, let's say, Shomenuchi or whatever form, the problem that we have to educate our body is that the raising of our hands doesn't mean the raising of our body, right? So it's not like hands go up, body goes up. It's body stays down, hands go up, body remains down. Okay, so that's an important education that's learned. And most of us at the very beginning of our training, and until now, many years later, but happens that the hands go up, the body goes up, and then we have to educate ourselves. No, the hands are going to go up, but my body is going to stay down, and if not, going to go even lower. So the same thing happens with the legs. Okay, if we raise our legs, and that means raising our center, then yes, the higher we raise our legs, the higher we raise our center, and then the more unstable we become. But if we can raise our legs while keeping our center down, if we can raise our leg by keeping our center down, while not, bulletproof, but that basically means that, again, the raising of the leg, as the raising of the arms, doesn't necessarily mean the raising of the center, okay? So it's just that raising the legs without raising the center is a little bit more of it's even more difficult because it's closer connected to it. So, Funakogi this time, before hopefully we did it very close to the ground, very close to almost sliding. Slide forward, and slide back. This time I want to make this step bigger. So I'm going to make the step higher, bigger, but this is higher, okay, into the Funakogi, back into the Funakogi. So hopefully to try to continue having our core muscles engaged, massively distributing the weight from point A to point B, from point A to point B, okay, while trying to keep our hips down at the same time and stable. So Funakogi with bigger steps. Okay. San, shi. Go. Hey, to the side. So a Yumiyashi, higher step, keeping everything down, keeping your core muscles engaged. Hey. Okay, so again, one important feature is going to always be in the Nage Wazas, okay? For example, Irimi Nage, in the Kotegaeshi, which is basically identical. So, Kotegaeshi, and you can Kaite Nage, so, and in Chiho Nage, okay? Pivot and step. And cut. Yes, pivot and step. And cut. So, as you can see, eventually, in all the Nage Wazas, there is a demand, a hyper demand, of transferring your body weight from point A to point B, okay, from point A to point B, in a manner that keeps our hips low and engaged, our core muscles engaged and connected, and then being able to distribute the weight from one point to another point. One way of studying that sensation outside of the Waza realm would be with Funakogi. From the basic Funakogi idea to a Yumiyashi idea to a big step idea. So, because it's going to progressively demand us similar set of things. All right, so to finish up, we're going to finish with an isometric exercise, which would work a little bit on this idea. The Irimi Nage version of isometric, where we're going to basically lock our arms. We're going to try to pull them out, so there's tension on our upper body. Okay, we're going to step back, lower our hips, raise our head, and then enter. With everything displacing weight from A to B, okay, while keeping isometric tension. Isometric tension, remember, in this case, locking your arms, pulling them back, creating the tension that will exist by connection, basically. Connection is going to mean some form of tension, but in this case, we are maximizing the tension by pulling out, okay? We're going to create tension, step back, lower our hips, step forward, and enter. So please remember that at all times, your tension remains in front of your center, in front of your head, and in front of your head. So careful that the tension doesn't go all places. Okay. So isometric Irimi Nage with strong body weight displacement. Okay. So each down, and relax. 2, and relax. 3, So, 4. Relax. 5. Relax. 6. Relax. 7. Relax. 8. Relax. 9. Relax. 10. Relax. This up. Change side. Okay. So. 1. Relax. 2. Three. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And relax. Ehi, sorry male, just finish. So yeah, so this one is going to be, remember there is 3 versions, 3 videos of Funakogi before this, 1, 2, 3. I was going to stop there, but then someone yesterday suggested we should do one more sequel, Funakogi Returns. So that's this one. Okay, so that's going to be it. Hey, hey! Hey! Arigato gozaimasu.